The roar heard around the world, Godzilla's might. Hey there, monster fans. Ever felt that spine-tingling sensation when you hear that legendary roar? You know the one I'm talking about. Today, we're diving deep into the colossal world of Godzilla, the king of the monsters. From stomping through miniature sets in 1950s Japan to battling it out in modern blockbusters, Godzilla's journey is nothing short of epic. So, what's the secret behind his unstoppable reign in pop culture? Grab your popcorn and let's get this monster mash started. The birth of a legend. Alright, let's rewind to where it all began. Picture this. It's 1954 in Japan. The nation is still healing from the devastating impacts of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The shadows of nuclear destruction loom large, and the fear of radiation is very, very real. In the midst of this, a team of creative minds, producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, director Ishiro Honda, and special effects maestro Eiji Tsuburaya, decide to bring a new kind of monster to the big screen. They weren't just making a creature feature, they were crafting a symbol. Godzilla emerged as a living embodiment of nuclear devastation. His rough, scarred skin mirrored the keloid scars of atomic bomb survivors. This wasn't just a monster, it was a walking, roaring metaphor for the destructive power of nuclear weapons. Nature's revenge against human hubris, if you will. Pretty heavy stuff for a monster movie, huh? The king of the monsters takes the world stage. So, how did this uniquely Japanese creation become a global phenomenon? Let's dive in. The original 1954 film, Gojira, was more than a monster flick. It was a dark, haunting allegory reflecting Japan's nuclear fears. Japanese audiences were both terrified and captivated. Internationally, though, things took an interesting turn. Western adaptation. In 1956, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, hit Western cinemas. This version included new scenes with American actor Raymond Burr, ingeniously edited into the original footage. They tweaked the narrative, making it more palatable for Western audiences and toning down the overt nuclear themes. Despite the changes, Godzilla's massive presence couldn't be ignored. He stomped his way into international fame, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. Evolution of Godzilla over the decades. Godzilla didn't just stick around, he evolved. Let's break down his journey through the eras. Showa era, 1954 to 1975. Initially, Godzilla was the bad guy, a terrifying force of destruction. But as sequels rolled out, something fascinating happened. He became a sort of anti-hero, even a savior. In Mothra vs. Godzilla and Destroy All Monsters, he battles threats to Earth, protecting humanity from other monstrous foes. The films took on a lighter tone, appealing to younger audiences. Remember the funky dance he does in Invasion of Astro Monster? Classic. Heisei era, 1984 to 1995, time for a reboot. The series returned to its darker roots with The Return of Godzilla. With advanced special effects, Godzilla was more menacing than ever. The storylines delved into environmental issues, genetic engineering, and the complexities of parenthood. Yep, Godzilla had a son named Little Godzilla, later known as Godzilla Jr. Talk about family drama. Millennium era, 1999 to 2004, another reboot, but this time, each film served as a standalone story. The filmmakers experimented with fresh narratives, alternate realities, and modern twists on classic tales. Godzilla 2000 Feet reintroduced him to new audiences, emphasizing his role as an unpredictable force of nature. Reiwa era, 2016-present, Shin Godzilla, shook things up in 2016. Directed by Hideaki Anno, it presented Godzilla as an ever-evolving creature, reflecting fears of nuclear disasters and governmental inadequacy. It was sharp, satirical, and chilling. This era proves that Godzilla is still a fitting metaphor for contemporary societal issues. The iconic roar. Sound of destruction. Let's talk about that roar. The sound that sends both humans and monsters running for cover. Creation of the roar. Composer Akira Ifukube wanted something unique. Using a leather glove coated in pine tar resin, he rubbed it along the loosened strings of a double bass. The result was that haunting, unearthly sound we now instantly recognize. Evolution of the sound. With each new film, sound designers tweaked and enhanced the roar. They added layers, extended its reach, and made it even more bone-chilling. Modern technology allowed for surround sound effects, making audiences feel like Godzilla was literally roaring right behind them. Cultural recognition. The roar is as iconic as the character himself. It's been sampled, parodied, and paid homage to in countless films, TV shows, and even songs. It's safe to say that when you hear that sound, you immediately think, Godzilla. Godzilla's design. Monstrous and majestic. Now, let's appreciate the big guy's looks. He's not just any giant monster, his design is carefully crafted. Physical appearance. Godzilla's appearance is a blend of various dinosaurs, the head of a Tyrannosaurus rex, the arms of an iguanodon, and the dorsal plates of a stegosaurus. Standing at over 300 feet tall in some films, his size has only increased over the years. Those massive feet were designed to crush buildings like we crush soda cans. Suitmation to CGI. In the early days, suitmation was the name of the game. Actors donned heavy rubber suits and trudged through miniature sets. Imagine the heat and weight. Talk about dedication. With advancements in technology, CGI took over in recent films, allowing for more expressive movements and detailed textures. But there's a certain charm in those old-school practical effects that's hard to beat. Symbolic elements. His dorsal fins aren't just for show. Often glowing before he unleashes his atomic breath, they're a visual cue for impending doom. His eyes have changed too, from wide and animalistic to menacing and intelligent, reflecting the evolving portrayal of his character. Every feature tells a part of his story. The Rogues Gallery. Foes and allies. Godzilla's not alone in this monsterverse. Let's meet some of his most famous friends and foes. Classic adversaries. King Ghidorah. A three-headed, golden dragon from space. He's the Joker to Godzilla's Batman, arch-nemesis extraordinaire. Their battles are nothing short of legendary. Mechagodzilla. Humanity's attempt to fight fire with fire, or monster with metal. Whether controlled by aliens or built by humans, Mechagodzilla is one tough customer. Allied monsters. Mothra. The majestic moth goddess. Often portrayed as a guardian of Earth, Mothra has teamed up with Godzilla to take down bigger threats. Plus, she comes with catchy theme music and tiny twin priestesses. Rodan and Anguirus. These guys have flipped between foe and friend. Rodan, the supersonic flying pteranodon, and Anguirus, the spiky dinosaur-like creature, add layers to Godzilla's interactions. Monsterverse introductions. The recent films have reimagined these classic monsters and introduced new ones like the MUTOs. With fresh designs and backstories, they've expanded the universe, making every new film an exciting addition. Godzilla in global pop culture. Godzilla's influence isn't confined to movies. He's a global superstar. Influence on film and media. He paved the way for the entire kaiju genre. Directors like Guillermo del Toro cite Godzilla as an inspiration. Ever seen Pacific Rim? Those giant robots versus monster battles owe a debt to the Big G. Even in Western films, you can spot Godzilla's footprints, metaphorically speaking, of course. Merchandise and media expansion. Godzilla's face, and entire body, has been plastered on everything from action figures to lunchboxes. There are comics exploring his adventures, video games letting you control the chaos, and even apparel to show off your monster pride. Got a Godzilla t-shirt? You're not alone. Fan communities. From conventions like G-Fest to online forums, fans gather to celebrate their favorite kaiju. They debate the best films, share fan art, and even create their own Godzilla-inspired content. The passion is real, and it's global. Environmental and social commentary. Beyond the monster brawls and city smashing, Godzilla films often carry powerful messages. Themes in storytelling. At the heart of many films is a critique of humanity's impact on nature. Nuclear testing, environmental pollution, and scientific overreach are recurring themes. The stories urge us to consider the consequences of our actions. Godzilla as a force of nature. He's often depicted as nature's response to human recklessness, an unstoppable force reminding us that we can't control everything. In Godzilla vs. Hedorah, he battles a monster born from pollution, directly addressing environmental concerns. Educational impact. By packaging these messages within entertainment, the films spark discussions about important topics. They encourage audiences to reflect on real-world issues, all while enjoying some awesome monster action. The Monsterverse era. Let's fast forward to the present and talk about the Monsterverse. Legendary Pictures Revival. In 2014, Legendary Pictures brought Godzilla back to Hollywood with a bang. Their goal? Create a shared cinematic universe where Godzilla, King Kong, and other titans coexist and, of course, clash. The Monsterverse was born. Key films. Godzilla, 2014. A return to form, presenting Godzilla as a terrifying yet awe-inspiring force. Kong. Skull Island, 2017. Set in the 1970s, this film reintroduced King Kong and set the stage for future encounters. Godzilla. King of the Monsters, 2019. Upped the ante with more monsters, including Mothra, Rodan, and the dreaded King Ghidorah. Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021. The showdown we've all been waiting for. Two kings enter the ring, but who comes out on top? No spoilers here. Future prospects. The Monsterverse shows no signs of stopping. With potential for more sequels, spin-offs, and new monsters, the possibilities are endless. Fans speculate about appearances by other classic kaiju and even more expansive world building. It's a great time to be a monster fan. Godzilla's legacy and impact. Godzilla's roar continues to echo through cinema history. Enduring popularity. Across generations, Godzilla has remained relevant by adapting to the times while staying true to his roots. Whether he's a destructive force or an unlikely hero, audiences can't get enough of him. Global icon status. He transcends cultural barriers, recognized worldwide as a symbol of both entertainment and deeper meaning. Walking the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Godzilla's got a star there. Influence on the monster genre. He didn't just set the standard, he created it. From inspiring filmmakers to changing how we think about monster movies, Godzilla's impact is immeasurable. Without him, who knows what the landscape of science fiction and fantasy films would look like today? And there we have it. A journey through the mighty roar and monumental impact of Godzilla. From his origins as a symbol of nuclear devastation to his role as a cultural icon, Godzilla embodies our fears, our mistakes, and our hopes. He's shown us that even in destruction, there's a lesson to be learned. Godzilla isn't just a giant monster, he's a mirror reflecting society's greatest challenges and dilemmas. Through his stories, we're reminded of the power and consequences of our actions. Plus, let's be honest, watching him smash through a city while battling a three-headed dragon is just plain awesome. So, why not dive into the world of Godzilla yourself? Whether you're new to the franchise or a longtime fan, there's always something new to discover. Drop a comment below with your favorite Godzilla moment or monster. Let's keep the conversation roaring. Thanks for joining me on this monstrous journey. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay awesome.